been there. I've made almost every relationship mistake you can imagine. Rushed into things, ignored red flags, clung to people out of desperation. Failing repeatedly taught me more than any guide ever could. But it wasn't just my experience. I've watched countless relationships around me, studied the patterns, and learned what actually builds lasting love versus what creates misery. Whether you're single or partnered, this can help you spot if desperation is creeping in. Loneliness is heavy. You come home to silence, scroll through photos of happy couples, and feel that ache. Why not me? Why am I still alone? That pain convinces you, if I just find someone, I'll finally be happy. A relationship will fix this emptiness. Research shows about 1/3 of adults experience regular loneliness, whether you're juggling work and responsibilities, recovering from heartbreak, or even married but feeling disconnected. That ache makes you believe a relationship will solve everything. So you start searching from emptiness, not strength. You lower standards, overlook incompatibilities, mistake attention for love. At first, it feels like a relief. Someone to text, someone there. That loneliness fades temporarily. But here's what research tells us. Relationships entered primarily to escape negative feelings rather than share positive ones face more challenges. Psychology shows these often lead to codependency, partners losing themselves trying to fix each other's emotional needs. When novelty wears off, and psychology proves it always does through hedonic adaptation, reality returns. The same underlying issues you hope the relationship will solve resurface. These relationships can last years, but they're often filled with conflict, pretending, and clinging based on fear rather than genuine compatibility. Research shows this pattern creates resentment and emotional exhaustion over time. You might sense something isn't right, notice you're overlooking major incompatibilities, realize you're avoiding loneliness more than building something meaningful, but starting over feels terrifying. That's why people spend years in relationships that never quite feel right, delaying personal growth rather than encouraging it. Now, consider a different approach. Someone who uses alone time for self-understanding, who doesn't rush to fill silence but learns to be comfortable in their own company, who addresses their emotional needs and builds a meaningful life independently. Research supports this. People comfortable being single experience more personal growth, develop interests, deepen friendships, and understand what they truly want in a partner. This might mean pursuing neglected passions, developing skills, or discovering what brings them genuine joy. This person doesn't carry desperate urgency. They have self-awareness and emotional stability. They seek partners from genuine compatibility and choice, not fear of being alone. They have emotional resources to offer, not just needs to fill. Research consistently shows these relationships are more satisfying and stable when both partners choose each other from security rather than need. They maintain individual identities while building something together. If you're lonely, rushing into a relationship to escape those feelings often creates more problems. You don't need to be completely healed before dating. That's impossible. But being honest about your motivation and building a life you enjoy with or without a partner makes a difference. Yes, personal growth takes time and effort. It doesn't guarantee that the right person will appear on schedule. But research shows relationships entered from desperation face more challenges, while those where partners choose each other from compatibility and self-awareness tend to be more fulfilling and lasting. When love comes from choice rather than desperation, it's built on sharing joy instead of escaping pain, growth together instead of expecting fixes from each other. You don't need perfection to be worthy of love, but building a life you genuinely enjoy and understanding your emotional patterns serves you whether single or partnered. That's the foundation that makes real lasting love possible. So here's my challenge to you. Stop running from the silence. Stop scrolling through other people's highlight reels when you're lonely. Instead, ask yourself, what would make my life feel full and meaningful even if I were single forever? Start there, build that, become that person who chooses love from strength, not need.